Brian LeBlanc. It's so good to see you.
Well, good afternoon. Yeah, still after. It's not afternoon there, is it?
It is. It's actually
Oh,
afternoon, even though I'm 2 hours behind you.
okay, that's okay. Um, well, good, whatever it is. Hi. How do
Hi.
you too? It's been a while.
Well, it has been a while, and so I want everyone to know that I have actually never recorded an episode of Brian's Brain with you, and I get to do it today because Joan has retired, so she's
I
not
know.
recording with us anymore.
Well, the bird has to fly. So, and plus she's gonna be hiking and all that kind of stuff.
Hiking and biking and walking and teaching water aerobics, and it's wonderful. Well, and this is really the first time that we're recording with our new alliance between Pioneer Network and the Greenhouse Project coming together under the Center for Innovation. So we really wanted to get Brian's brain started again because I just love tapping into your brain. And
Yeah, thanks.
and we thought that for our first episode of kind of this new season that it's falling in December, and what better time to talk about the holidays.
What could be coming up now?
I don't know, what are some of those December holidays? I think that you're focused on one of them.
Yes, I am. Football every weekend. So,
That's a
but
good
it's
thing.
great. It's great though, because I went to two football games so far, and only one of them was my humble Saints.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I'm in a different time zone and everything. So um it's it's good. It's I have my son-in-law who he loves football as much as I do, so he'll come and pick me up, and we drive over to the stadium, and we eat and we drink, and then we come home.
Oh, that's
So
awesome. Okay, well,
yeah.
here's the million-dollar question. When you went to see the Saints play, were you a good luck charm for them?
So anyway, he comes by and picks me up, and no, both times they did not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe the
Yeah,
third time will be a charm.
maybe what?
Maybe the third time will be the
Uh,
charm. We
uh, let's just wait and see.
Well, besides football, we do have the December holidays coming up, and I know that you are probably, especially now that we're at talking after Thanksgiving, you're probably in the holiday season.
Yeah,
Well,
we
I
are. Got the Christmas tree is up
oh, there you go.
and
That's
has been for since Thanksgiving. So there
nice.
you go.
Nice. Well, how was your Thanksgiving?
It um it was nice. I mean, we had just her Maureen's daughters came over, and um that she didn't have the baby yet, did she? Oh, she did have the baby. So we went, ooh, oh my God. And so I got the first smile. Um, Maureen didn't. And I'm afraid that later on I don't want to think about it. So anyway, but yeah, and we're double grandparents now.
That's so
And yeah, because we still have, Emma, who is the star of any show. And it was funny because when they came over, I have it's the hat that I had from Louisville, the
uh-huh.
captain's hat. And so she went, oh no, it was what's Steven's daughter? What yeah, I can't remember it either. No, it was Emma that did that. She went over and grabbed the hat off of her head, and she goes, "No, this is for Brian." She's very, very, clingy. So, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's awesome. You have a special relationship with Emma, don't you?
I do, because
Why
of
do
the
you think
fact,
that is?
well, I'm happy you mentioned that. Um, it's well, Emma is 5 now, right? Okay, she's 5 years old, and she has a hearing impairment where she's be, yes, and she has cochlear implants, but she also, can't really hear without the hearing aids. And sometimes when she gets here, when she hears a whole bunch of people talking, she just goes, pulls them off, and continues doing what she was doing before. She's she gives me strength, and I give her laughter, because that's what she likes to do, is laugh. And
she brings you the tissue.
oh, I wasn't feeling and I wasn't feeling good on that day, and all of a sudden she's standing right by my side, and I looked over, and she went to go get me a tissue,
Aw, that's so
and
sweet.
I said, what's this for? And she goes, "You're sick. So just hold on to that Kleenex tissue, whatever
Uh-huh.
And then she
Yeah.
climbed up in your
Yeah, and
lap.
then she climbed up in my lap and stayed there for about the next 2 hours.
Oh, that's so
So,
sweet. It's that
and she's only 5 years old. And
she's very
yeah,
intuitive and in tune with your feelings and how you're doing.
everybody gets I guess tired of hearing my name, because everything she does, she goes, "Brian, Brian, Brian," and tells me to come over by her. So I have to sit on the floor and do whatever she's doing. But I wouldn't change that for anything in the world.
Oh,
She is just a beautiful, beautiful soul.
that's so sweet to hear. Well, Christmas is probably
Yeah.
going to be so much fun with her and the baby this year. Tell me how you're preparing yourself, Brian, for Christmas. I know that sometimes it can be hard, the holidays.
Yeah, it is. Because as you know, I do have moments of I don't want to say blankness, but that's about right. Yeah. And if you see where I'm looking off to the side, I'm really speaking to Maureen. Don't think I'm, talking to no one. So not there yet. So, but yeah, um, it's it's just I forgot what I was saying.
So Penny wanted to know how you're preparing.
Oh, preparing.
Talk about
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah, every morning when I wake up, and I don't mean to do this, but I'll say it. So, what time are we leaving? And she says, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, hello, it's Christmas." She goes, "Yeah, next week." So I'm like the little kid in the candy store, because I love Christmas, and so does Emma. So we go over and we visit, and we do stuff, but I think you can explain this a little bit better than I can, because I'm not really um
Well, hi,
so
Mark.
and
Good to see you.
Penny, how are you?
I'm well. Thanks for chiming in. I'd love to know, Maureen, when Brian's waking up and, believing that it's Christmas, kind of how do you handle that as his care partner?
So it's not just when he wakes up, it's pretty much every day 4 or 5 times. And towards the end of the day, it's what time are we leaving tomorrow to go to Christmas? Because I've already convinced him by 5 o'clock, today's not Christmas. I was always taught that what people living with dementia need are tools to help them find their own answers. They don't, I know Brian tells me constantly that he's sorry, which he does not have to be, that he asks me the same questions all the time. I tell him that after the 3rd time, I start giving him different answers just to entertain myself. But so we bought him one of those great big clocks that tells you everything, the date, the time, the everything.
Temperature.
And so I'll say to him, Brian, look at your clock. When he asks me what time we're leaving, and I say, we're not leaving anywhere, and he'll say, oh, it's not Christmas yet. But after a little bit of time, I'll admit to you that it's just easier than keep giving him the same tool, which obviously is not working. I will just answer him and say, you know, today's not Christmas. We have however many more days. And, you know, that's not the only question he asks me every day, but this is a new development.
Yeah.
Sure, sure.
And
So
because I love Christmas, it's just, it's in me, you know, so I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, it's actually what I was going to ask you is that, do you think it's because you love Christmas so much that that's what's in your mind right now?
I was one of five kids, and I was the caboose. And so I was home for the longest time, which meant when the Christmas tree came out of the attic, they just put all the ornaments all around on the floor. We had to make sure that the tree was just right, you know, and that became my time to be creative. And I mean, I wish I would have kept some of them, because we had ornaments from when my mother was a girl. We had one of them was my dad's ornament, and he wrote his name on it. Of course, my 2 oldest brothers, they were too cool to write their name on an ornament. And then one day I was walking past and I saw both of their names on an ornament. They did it themselves. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm done.
That's interesting. I had not heard that story before. I guess we have a new tradition now, don't we?
Well, I tried to center the tree.
No, writing your name on a
on an ornament. Oh, we do that now? Oh, we don't.
We're
do
going
it.
to.
But maybe you should.
Yeah. Okay.
That's cool.
I
So
guess I should.
it sounds like you have so many of these really great memories of Christmas.
It's one of my favorite things. And you know, luckily Maureen likes
Putting away the Christmas ornaments.
yeah, so that's her favorite time is, you know, it's like, hey honey, what day is today? It is it's you know,
Christmas Day.
that day.
And
And
we're
I said,
put away the Christmas tree tonight.
and what day do you mean? And she says, see that box? I said, yeah. And she says, do you see anything in it? And I say, well, nothing's in it. She goes, exactly. Hurry up, get your coffee, come sit down, watch the news, and we're gonna get busy emptying the poor tree.
I love how dementia's given you such a vivid imagination.
I know. I'm probably talking about things that happened 15 years ago. So
But do you want to share with them that we did have some argument tense times putting up the Christmas tree?
well, the Christmas tree has to be in a certain area.
According to
So,
Brian.
so that according to me, thank you. And in our living room, we have this huge 2 windows that take up the whole wall. and we look out at the dolphins and all that kind of stuff. And then I get sidetracked because then I start looking at the dolphins. Oh, look, fishes. And it's I mean, I know what's wrong with me, but and I have to say that when you have Alzheimer's, you got to make sure that the person that you're going to be with until eternity, you better have you better have a good personality and humor, because she loves doing all that to me. And it's just so much fun. I enjoy it all the time.
What's so interesting, Brian, as one of the ways that you and I connected was over joking and sarcasm.
Yeah.
And what's so funny is with your dementia, and as you enter into new stages, there's this element always of the sarcasm and joking that comes into things. And I have to say, sometimes it's hard to ferret out exactly what's going on.
Yep, nothing like cracking a joke to someone living with dementia about dementia and they're not laughing at me.
But there's so much laughter that I always find, both with you, Brian, but also with the two of you. And as we kind of close this segment together, one of the things, and I'm going to ask both of you this question, I would assume that humor is a part of it, but if you could give one piece of advice to people, Brian, I'm going to start with you. Actually, Maureen, I'll start with you. If you could give one piece of advice to care partners for this holiday season, what would it be?
Try, giving yourself a lot of grace, but try to, before you respond or react, try to say to yourself, does this really matter? And if it does, if he's falling off the ladder onto the floor, that matters. I need to say something. But if that same little ladder he was standing on, cognitively, he couldn't see that he wasn't putting any ornaments on the tree where the ladder was. I was about to say something like, does it matter? No, not at all. So, and I do that with a lot. Now, I don't do it all the time. And we have some humdinger of arguments, but it works when I remember to do it.
That's a great piece of advice, though. That's a piece of advice I think that all of us probably need before we say anything to anybody sometimes is, does it really matter? Who is this for, us or them, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
Brian, I'll go to you. If you could give one piece of advice for those living with dementia or their care partners as we approach the holiday season, what would it be?
I would have to say, first and foremost, get a Maureen, and that would change their lives forever. And but no, so many people, they see us together because I don't drive anymore, so she's got to bring me everywhere I go, and we have a lot of fun, even in the car. And it's you got to balance it out. And I hear so many people say, either to Maureen or to me, it's like they'll say, well, you don't like hold his hand or anything like that. And am I making that up? Or,
You have to finish before I know.
yeah, okay. But we would start holding hands, and then you hear conversation, and it's like, oh, look how sweet, they're holding hands.
So you don't fall down.
So I don't fall down, right? And so to me, I don't do it unless I get very unsteady.
Okay, sorry, I took
And
you down the wrong thing.
that's
Stick
okay.
with what
Yeah.
advice you would give to people living with dementia about how to make it through the holidays.
Oh, make it through the holidays, have a sense of humor. You know, I know that getting that diagnosis basically sucks, but then once you get into it, yeah, it's hard, but the only person that really can make a difference in your life is you. And if you have the right care partner, then that's the double whammy, that you have the what am I, oh,
So it's
but
awfully difficult to be angry when you're laughing. Would you say that
yeah,
that's the truth?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
I think that's a huge thing for everyone to remember, and actually a great message to leave with. You know, the holidays are stressful, no matter what's going on sometimes. And I think especially if there is any sort of cognitive issue, it can be really stressful. And Brian, you and I have talked about that so much. And Maureen, you know, as a care partner, you know that so well too. So I think having that sense of humor, it's just huge. And if we could leave people with that, have grace, have a sense of humor this holiday season. And I have the ability and the honor to check in with you next month to see how it went. So I can't wait to hear
No.
stories, because I know that there will be some. And we can laugh.
There will be stories.
Well, and just to let you know, Brian already has his Christmas present. We got him an Echo Show 10 third generation. So next month when we do this, the Echo follows him when, like, if he's walking or if he's, you know, and he gets to do almost everything by speech command on this.
Perfect.
So let's cross our fingers that this is the tool that we hope it is.
Yeah.
Well, we all want to hear about that. So that'll be great. Let's make sure we talk about that next time. Well, Brian, Maureen, thank you. Thanks to all of you for watching another edition of Brian's Brain. And we'll be talking monthly to Brian and Maureen. So happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
I would like just one more. No, it's not a story. Excuse me?
Of course, you go ahead.
Oh, okay.
We'll save it for next
Yeah,
time.
I'll save it for next time.
We'll save it for
Hopefully I'll
next time.
remember it.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Yeah, yes, you too.